Good afternoon. My name is Wade Miller. I'd like to welcome you to Deeply Rooted. It is a 160-acre pagan sanctuary located half an hour northwest of Wisconsin, Wausau, Wisconsin, almost the dead center of the state. I'm here to talk to you today about the idea of a Patreon account to establish the Pagan Homeland Fund. The idea is quite simple, that paganism over the last 40 or 50 years has grown exponentially in numbers, but our infrastructure, our physical places of worship, of honoring the ancestors and the old gods and the old ways, has not kept pace. And so we find ourselves with millions of people who are associated with the pagan religion who have virtually no places to go to do their rituals outside in sacred areas that are owned and operated by and for the pagan community. The goal with this project is to maintain a fund that grants can be granted out of two groups that are trying to establish pagan homeland parcels. This could be the simple act of a small church being turned into a pagan temple, a piece of abandoned farmland or wooded area that is turned into a sacred area to do the harvest rituals, the planting rituals, the rites of passage, all the things that are meaningful and worthwhile to the pagan community. Deeply Rooted is working with Ravenhof Kindred, a heathen-based group out of Appleton, Wisconsin, and Roots and Runes, a pagan intentional community based out of the UP of Michigan. The idea is to have all of these groups involved maintain the fund so that no one group has the ability to take money out. The idea of this is to make money really easy to come in, really difficult to get out. As more groups come in, there'll be more signatories and more people preventing the idea of money flowing out. To the point that we are going to be disabling the wire transfer aspects of it so that wire transfers can come in, but they cannot come out. The whole point of this is to work with groups like Deeply Rooted, Roots and Runes, and Ravenhof Kindred that have been established for many years and who have some sort of legitimacy within the pagan community. So we're not just some fly-by-night company or handful of people that is looking for your money. We all represent groups that have been around for years, and in the case of Deeply Rooted for decades, all dedicated to preserving pagan land, having a sacred space that we can truly stand upon for all of our projects, all of our rituals, all the things that make being a pagan possible. Personally, I believe this is kind of the next step that we need to go to. We need to have space that is our own. We, for too long, have been casting circles in basements and parking lots and county parks and places that are not ours. We build the energy, we do the work, and then we take everything down and it dissipates and goes away. Those of us involved in this project see the need for us to go to the next level, to have a homeland, a place that we can call our own, where children can be brought in and wickenings and blessings can be done for them, where rites of passage for men, women, boys, and girls can be done, where saging and cronings can be done, where hand fastings and hand partings can be done. All the rituals and meaningful ceremonies that make life worth living can be done on our own land, and every time have that build one upon the other. So it's not just a one and done, it's something that feeds every other project, every other ritual, every other ceremony. For this to work, of course, we need land and we need money. We've got people that are excited and want to be involved with the project, but pagan folk are not necessarily known for they're willing to financially back projects. And there's good reason for that. If you've been in the pagan community for any length of time, you have seen many pagan groups fail. Try to do great, wonderful things and fall apart and fail and leave nothing behind. That is why we're working with many groups at a time and looking to add additional groups as we go along to create that coalition, to create that confederation of people that are willing to do the work, to build the infrastructure, to create that legitimacy so that people will be comfortable donating money to us. Everybody can donate money in any way, shape, or form you like. There will be many ways we'll make it easy for people to donate, and if there is any group that wants to buy land, expand a current land project, or transfer property into the fund, we will be there to do that. And the money that will go out will be a grant agreed upon by all the groups involved. There will be a consensus vote required for any money to come out of the fund, and in doing so, it'll be a grant freely given. So if a group can establish themselves and demonstrate that they have a business plan, they have a board of directors, they have enough interest and dedicated people to make the project work, we will be happy to use that money to grant them the ability to purchase or expand land. And in doing so, it won't be stated, but it'll be kind of implied that if you do become successful, if you do manage to become part of the pagan homeland, that any excess money you make over the years will eventually be kicked back into the fund, and eventually it'll begin to feed itself. There are many, many people here in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and the UP of Michigan that are interested in this project. There are many people that are interested and already donated pieces of land. So we're in the process of trying to figure out how to not only purchase land, but just get land donated to us. And we have several people that are real estate lawyers and conservation paralegals that are going to make sure that will be done properly. And in doing so, we will eventually create a network of Pagan-owned properties, buildings, businesses, farms that can take care of each other, that can provide the basic infrastructure for all aspects of life, and we can truly have a Pagan homeland once again. The time has come for this. We've been doing things the same way for 30, 40, 50 years now, and we're kind of stuck in a rut in many areas. This is the moment, this is the cusp point, this is that liminal space that we can go from one level to the next. For those that don't wish to be part of it, that's fine. We'll still build you a beautiful homeland and you'll be welcome to join us. But for those that are willing to back this financially, this is the way to do it. We need money, we need a lot of it. Land isn't cheap, and we want lots of it. More land, more buildings, more projects, the better. So anything you can give would be greatly appreciated. If there's any questions, there'll definitely be links and ways to contact us. We'll be happy to address any issues, questions, or concerns you may have. Thanks much, and see you in the Pagan homeland.